Welcome to the Deuce Cast Extra. As always, Earl is not here yet. I really have no idea where he is. But we are here, of course, to talk about the most recent episode of What If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark. So as you can see, we've got Garrison with his Stop Killing Tony Stark name because it seems like every episode of What If is Tony Stark dying.
There's been at least 3. Which is enough for me.
Yeah, I am also tired of seeing poor Tony Stark.
Zombie last week, you had the murder mystery, which that's fine. And then we also saw the snap at the beginning of this episode, so it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
So, I mean, as always, I did want to go over our voice cast just to kind of see which actors came back and which actors or which actor is subbing for someone else. But obviously, we always have Jeffrey Wright back as the Watcher, and I really liked his stuff in this episode. Michael B. Jordan did come back as Killmonger, which was cool. Jon Favreau, Happy Hogan. I think this is the second time we've seen Happy. What's up, Roth? Oh,
yeah,
Roth?
We saw Happy last week.
Yeah, we saw Happy last week. Then we've got the penultimate Chadwick Boseman appearance, I believe, because he's got 4 total. So this would have been a third.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be episode 9.
Yeah, so he was here as T'Challa. Then we've got Angela Bassett, which was surprising to me. As
that's
Queen.
A great get.
Yeah, that's a great get as Queen Ramonda. We've got Danny Guerri back as Okio. Okoye. I can't ever get her name right. Yeah. Andy Serkis came back as Ulysses Claw, which was awesome.
Yes.
Don Cheadle as Rhodey. This is his second appearance, I believe. Paul Bettany as Jarvis, so that was cool. Leslie Bibb randomly as Christine Everhart, which was interesting. John Canny came back as T'Chaka. Now we've got Mick Wingert as Tony Stark. Now he's done Tony Stark throughout the series, so it's the same character. And there's Dr. Earl, but we've got Obadiah Stane in this. Now that was Cliff Vanden Heuvel was that particular voice actor's name. It's a guy I've never heard of before.
He did a good impression.
He did a very good impression. Another really good impression. We have Beth Hoyt as Pepper Potts. So I thought she did. I thought she did a really good
Pepper Potts and Iron Man.
It was fine. It
was fine. And then we've got General Ross, Mike McGill. I thought he did a good job too. That sounded very William Hurt to me. So I thought that was good. And I'm going to butcher this actress's name, but Ozimo Akaga was Shuri. She did a good job. And that's it. That's our voice cast for Killmonger.
She's playing a younger Shuri.
A younger Shuri. Yeah.
Do you think that was a younger actress, like maybe a teenager?
No, the picture does not indicate that is a teenager.
Okay. I was just curious.
The picture on IMDb.
Because Shuri was younger in this role.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He was the younger Shuri. Hello, sir.
Hello, doctor. So yeah, let's kind of go through the episode. I thought it was another pretty good one. Although, like Garrison's name indicates, Tony Stark dies yet again.
What's up with that?
It's here's my thoughts. I think because they didn't get RDJ back, they were just like, well, we don't want to have him on there on the screen too long.
Just kill him.
Yeah, let's just get rid of him on these episodes. He's a zombie. He gets impaled by a spear. He gets stabbed and killed in the murder mystery episode.
Yeah.
We see the snap at the beginning of the episode, so like 4 on-screen deaths basically in this series.
Obviously we've got what's the character's name? It's Eric.
Eric.
Oh gosh, what's his last name? Eric Stevens.
Exited the tab.
Eric
Stevens, I think is right.
Yeah, Eric
Stevens. Yeah, Eric Stevens. It sounds
AKA
Killmonger. He inserts himself into the opening scene of Iron Man. Fetmatic, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, as always. I loved that opening scene was the exact same dialogue from the movie, up into a point, obviously. Is it cool if we take a picture? Yeah, that type of stuff. All the same exact dialogue, really almost the same angles of, when that soldier got killed. It was pretty cool.
I'm sure they traced over shots, basically.
Yeah, it looked very cool. And so we've got Killmonger stepping in to throw the Stark Industries bomb out of the way, which I thought was very cool. We find out that he was undercover in the 10 Rings, which was interesting.
Maybe.
And also a Navy SEAL.
That's what he says. And also a Navy SEAL, which he was not in the film. He was not a Navy.
I think he was.
I don't think so.
He was decorated as a war. He was like, he had fought for America.
That's true.
And now he was turning.
That's true. I just couldn't remember if they actually indicated he was a Navy SEAL in the film.
Well, I don't know about that, but he was at least a military guy.
Yeah, you're right. He was definitely a military guy, and Stark took to him quickly, obviously, because the guy saved his life. And the Watcher goes through an indication, obviously, that what happens, sometimes when a hero was never born, basically. So Iron Man in this particular timeline or universe was never in existence, basically.
He didn't have his heart damaged by metal shrapnel.
Right. Yeah. So he never created Iron Man, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is an interesting question.
The one that's attacking them in the desert, I'm pretty sure is real. Aldrich Killian didn't get involved until Iron Man 3.
Right.
I don't think that's what that was. I think that was just Stain using the real 10
That's
Rings.
a good question.
I agree. I totally agree with Garrison. I think it is a real version of the 10 Rings, which is cool to get. It's very prescient to bring up the 10 Rings again, since Shang-Chi is out right now.
Go see Shang-Chi if you haven't.
Oh man, it is so good. It is very good. I saw it twice.
Lucky you.
I went and saw it a second time. Yeah, it's better. It got better the second time. I mean, I was able to pay more attention, the second time, and it was really
good. It's really good.
I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Choreography is awesome.
The best that there has been in
and
MCU.
It is a disappointment to me that the fight choreographer died. Not to get too off topic, but he died right before the film came out, which means he won't be able to return.
Oh man!
As a Jackie Chan guy as well. So,
he had to have been up there in age, right? I mean,
he was like 40 something.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, he died young then. That's too bad. I hate to hear that.
Yeah.
But the back to the episode, I thought it was cool that we got to see the Avengers and sort of the Watcher explaining what's going on and how obviously we're not getting Iron Man now because of what happened, him being saved by Killmonger. And pretty quick, Killmonger exposes Obadiah Stane for being the one that tried trying to get the one trying to get Tony killed, basically.
Yep.
Which I thought was cool.
I liked that at the intro because it made me start guessing as to whether this Killmonger was a good guy or a bad guy. Although it felt like he had ulterior motives, but he was exposing Stane, which means they weren't working together. So I guess it was kind of you take the good with the bad in that sense.
So it appears then in this universe that his father was killed in a similar fashion than he did in the film then, because he's got angst. I mean, so
yeah, I would say it's
the same guy.
Yeah. We haven't seen the event that turned everything, but I would say it's the same childhood.
It's got to be
we saw in the movie, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be if he's still got this angst in and about him. I mean, so his dad was basically killed by T'Chaka, for being less than a good person, I guess. While he was, off doing his own thing.
His own brother killed him, which is
his own brother killed him, which is never a good thing. That's never.
I don't even remember that. Was that what happened?
That's what happened. Yeah,
it's been so long since I've seen Black Panther.
Yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, it's
it's good. It's good. It's been a while for me to see that one.
Yeah. So
he makes him his what was it? What did he call him? His sergeant. It's not sergeant at arms, but
first
security.
First, his chief security officer,
and then he asked him to be a COO later.
Right. Yeah, in the bar when they're sort of celebrating and partying and stuff, and Pepper walks up and she's like, "You're making him the chief operating officer? What the heck?" Me? Yeah. So that's interesting that Pepper kind of doesn't trust the guy because she can't find anything on him.
And neither does Happy either.
Yeah.
Well, Happy just doesn't like that he took his job, I guess.
Yeah, I think Happy just Happy. We get a cool Happy moment though when he gets he punches out Obadiah Stane.
Yeah, he decks Stane.
So we get a couple good Happy moments in this episode.
It's like after the fact. Well, I'm going to show them that I'm still in this fight.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty quick. There's an indication of Killmonger coming up with this prototype, whereas in the film it was Hammer that came up with these prototypes, right? Of these particular Iron Man.
Something about a project at MIT, and he was working on a.
Yeah, this is all Killmonger's idea in college. Yeah. I would say Stane got the idea from Tony.
Oh, okay, that's right because
Tony had the big iron suit at the Ironmonger or whatever it is suit.
Yeah. Well, these things, though, more to me looked like those drones that
that's Justin like Iron Hammer, Man 2.
Yeah, that Justin Hammer were creating. So
and
that's kind of and he brought Whiplash in to help, but so that's kind of what I thought, that they were replacing the idea with Killmonger coming up with this at MIT. And what did he call the project? It was like Project, and he said, at least you're good with the PR names. Project Retribution or Ramshackle, or no, it wasn't Ramshackle, but and I just rewatched the episode and I can't even remember.
Oh, really?
I can't even remember what the name of the project was, but it was a funny moment because
it looked like a Gundam or something, or
he was like, "What? I like anime." That. Yeah, he's like,
which is actually true of Michael B. Jordan. Apparently, he's a big anime.
Oh, really? He's a big anime.
They think they threw that in for him.
Is it the Liberator?
Yes, the Liberator.
The Liberator. That's right.
Yeah, the Project Liberator.
Which sounds like something a military guy would come up with,
Right, exactly. So the thing that they obviously need is vibranium, and so Killmonger sets up this to power it
because Tony doesn't have the arc. And
that's right.
Powers his suits and stuff like that.
Yeah, Tony said, "Hey, what if we found an arc reactor?" Then he was like, "Nah, not a silly idea."
So basically, Killmonger, in somewhat of a clandestine way, shows
him his ring.
Yeah, shows him his ring, and then he sets up a meeting with Ulysses Claw for more vibranium, and poor Rhodey. Rhodey gets sent. In. Yeah. Now, this is obviously different because in the films, Rhodey's not dead, but he bites the big one in this whole scuffle that occurs when Killmonger.
Not just Rhodey.
Yeah.
Oh,
he dies before that.
Everyone in that room.
Who comes in to disrupt everything is Black Panther, right?
Yeah. It was all a setup. Killmonger behind everything. T'Challa comes in, and we get to hear some brief words from Chadwick Boseman. So that's always cool to get to hear him voicing that character. And he buys it pretty quickly. Because
that was shocking to me. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, no, they weren't pulling any punches with this episode at all.
It was all Killmonger.
Yeah, it was all Killmonger. He had some Stark tech, like an auditory thing that burned their ears out or crushed their brain or something. I don't know what it is.
It was hurting them in some way. Yeah,
it was hurting them badly, and he used T'Challa's claw to kill Rhodey, which was vicious. Very vicious.
Yeah, this is not one for the kids, I think.
Well, these last 3 episodes have been sort of.
I don't think these are. No, This show's not for kids.
This show has ended up definitely not being much for children of a certain age.
Yeah.
What If is all about kind of the dark endings, and in a certain sense, in the comics, most of them end in dark endings. My hope is that the last episode does not, but I feel like I have to take 2 more weeks of this depressing reality.
I mean, because we've only got 2 episodes left at this point.
And we know what next week is, and I don't think it's going to end well.
Oh no, there's 3 episodes left. Because there's 9 episodes total, right?
7, 8, 9.
So we've got 7, 8, 9 left.
Well, apparently there's a follow-up to this one. Like there's a sequel to it, I think.
That must be season. Maybe next season.
Oh, well, maybe. But I thought, well, okay.
Because, we know next week's is a Thor episode.
Right.
Or maybe episode 9, because
maybe
that's
they
when
tie
they
it all up
together, supposedly. So,
but we know that there is definitely a season 2 coming, so they might wrap up.
Well, maybe they'll reconcile, because I know a lot of people were upset. Well, anyway, we haven't gotten there yet, but
the problem with obviously a season 2 of the show is, unfortunately, we won't have Chadwick Boseman's voice, as T'Challa again, and I think they'll have a harder time getting some of the voice cast back for a season 2. They never had Scarlett Johansson, so they won't have her coming back. But we'll see. There's all kinds of stuff they can do with these episodes, which has been fun but somewhat depressing.
Well, they said they're gonna do some Phase 4 stuff in season 2. So maybe we'll get like a what if Winwoo's wife never died or something. No, that would be a happy ending. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
They'd all just live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, I want a Woo episode. I want like a what if Woo became Shang-Chi or something like that. One of those type of episodes. That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's not really a spoiler for Shang-Chi for people who haven't seen it. Just
Oh no, that's not no. Woo is not in Shang-Chi. Sorry, but yeah, this particular episode,
I don't.
Then
what just happened?
I don't know.
What is Michael talking about?
Nothing. Then the episode really escalates to a point because the Killmonger end game, just as it was in the film, is to take over the throne of Wakanda.
Yeah,
he's got the same
resources.
Yeah, he's got the same goal in mind.
He's playing both sides.
Both sides.
But
yeah,
sorry, I was going to say, but Tony caught him.
Right.
Tony's not an idiot. Tony has Jarvis installed on his stuff, and he was able to see the death of Rhodey through Jarvis.
Yeah. Yep. And
which ultimately leads to the
right.
Which ultimately leads to the death of Tony Stark. But
unfortunately, the
breaking of his glass.
Broke his glass. He stabbed him with the vibranium spear.
Yeah.
And things did not go well. Another surprising moment, but maybe we shouldn't have been surprised because Tony Stark has died so much in this series so far. So I guess we should have been like, yeah, of course Tony Stark's going to die. Which I thought that was unfortunate, but that was a cool scene anyways. It led to Killmonger further going down his path of convincing a really easily convinced General Ross that he needed to make an army of those liberators. So General Ross, he is a warmonger. Definitely. That dude will do whatever it takes.
It's like, hey, they killed one of our colonels.
Yeah.
This is a war against Wakanda.
Yep, exactly. And Pepper was obviously like, hey, you can't do that. And he was like, nope, we own you, basically.
Pepper was like, wait a minute, who's been at the center of all of these killings?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember if that was after Claw died or not.
Claw died.
Claw dies next.
Yeah, Claw dies.
Right. He drives him to the border of Wakanda, and then he gets shot.
And then he gets.
Isn't that the same in the movie too? I think.
He drives him to the airport, I think, and then gets shot at the airport.
Yeah, there's an airport fight scene.
But I do think alert for Black Panther, everybody. If you've not seen the movie.
I do think he brings the body of Claw to Wakanda, though.
He does.
In the same fashion. So.
Because the Dora Milaje wanted him dead.
It's a peace offering.
It's basically a peace offering and showing how much prowess he has. And the Queen is pretty, or no, it's not really the Queen so much as it is T'Challa. It's his blood, or T'Chaka. It's his bloodline. I mean, he deserves to be here. Let's let him come in and do whatever he wants to, and help us beat the military that's coming after us.
Yeah, because the military is coming after him because Killmonger knows that because Killmonger set it up.
Killmonger set it all up. He
tells them how to shut down the machines. He tells them just how to do that, and it does shut down the U.S. from the machines.
Yeah,
but again, like you say, he's playing both sides. He has a way to reactivate them. I did like that aspect of he's playing everybody in that scenario.
He's basically the Phantom Menace. He is.
I am the Senate.
Yeah, he's everything. He's Palpatine in this scenario, which I'm cool with. Killmonger was a character that I was hoping, and in the film he somewhat did get some redemption before he may or may not have died.
I don't like Killmonger at all.
He died.
You think he's dead?
Yeah,
he's dead.
I don't know.
Hey, Earl, the spot he gets stabbed at, do you think
no one's ever really gone? No one's ever really gone.
Sure he got stabbed in his heart.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I would love Michael B. Jordan to come back into the MCU, and I mean, it would be awkward if it was as another character. So I want him back as Killmonger.
No.
Come on.
I don't. I like him as a villain.
You like him as a villain?
It bothers me that people like sort of elevate him as like sort of a anti-hero. Even I'm like, no. This is. I like that this is making him be seen as a totally rotten dude.
Well, at least he does have somewhat of an interesting backstory, or at least
I mean, that's fine.
In a way, he has a reason to be villainous. He's very much like in that case, he's very much like Michael Keaton's character, where there's a reason why they were put into this situation. Sure. Yeah,
I would say Killmonger's a bit more bloodthirsty than Keaton's character is.
Well, Keaton's character gets. Look, Keaton's
Keaton
character
did not want to kill. He just wanted his business left alone.
This is true. That's true. I mean,
we'll see though. Shuri was like, "Who's this guy?"
But he wasn't a good guy. So
No, Shuri didn't trust him from the beginning.
Shuri was on at the beginning. She's like, "Wait a minute, what's this about?"
Well, I mean, she wants the throne. No, I'm just kidding. She
wants the suit
at this point.
She may at this point, yeah. We'll see what happens in Wakanda Forever. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if they go that route.
He may come back.
Well, there was a lot of people that feel like that's the natural route to go because I think they went that way at some point in the comic. That Shuri,
yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll probably be the Black Panther in that one.
It's just the character thus far is not very interesting. I'm not saying
she's just the smart side of T'Challa.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they can't pull it off and it won't work or whatever, but I don't know.
I mean, in the comics, he kind of did both. He kind of invented and was the superhero.
Okay.
And later on, they introduced Shuri.
Shuri later on. Yeah. Interesting. Well, we'll see what they do with that. I mean, I know that that's probably been a difficult movie for those actors to film.
Yes. Well, and for what's his name to write the script for?
Barry Jenkins. No. Not Barry Jenkins.
The Creed guy.
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
What about the Queen leading the army, man?
She was.
Angela Bassett was out there on the.
She was out there taking control.
And Killmonger feigned like he was really going out there and putting himself in danger.
Let's go! And he jumps on a rhino and
jumps on the rhino.
His calls seemed kind of weak. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wakanda Forever. Somebody made a note that he didn't do the.
He didn't even. Yeah. He didn't even do the
Wakanda Forever and like.
Yeah.
That's because he probably doesn't know that because he's not been in that society at all.
Probably not, but I feel like
that's a good point.
I feel like the call was not super passionate either, and I think that's on purpose.
It's just show us that he is a very disingenuous person.
He's playing the whole country.
He's very disingenuous, which is fine. I mean, that's what the setup was. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's the story.
No, it's not fine. He's a villain.
Well, no,
it's got to be stopped, Michael.
I was gonna say this storyline is obviously not over. And they'll show us, hopefully, in season 2, a resolution to that particular storyline.
I think it's kind of done. I mean, unless they continue on most of these episodes have open-ended endings.
Yeah, that's true. They're all very open-ended to the point where, as an audience, we would like to see something happen, but if it doesn't, it doesn't.
You got Ego at the end of episode 2. You got Peggy going to the future at the end of episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
You had Thanos zombie last week, which I'm sure that doesn't end well.
Yeah. Well,
it's the what if way.
Yeah. It is the what if, and maybe that's what they're trying to explain to the viewer. Look, we're not going to end these things. We're not going to have resolutions to any of these episodes. This is just what if is going to be.
Well, they may,
but we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the Watcher's going to step in at some point.
Oh yes, he's going to interfere.
Whenever that SUV shows up, he's going to say,
whatever the
commercial is.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, did we miss anything? Any cool
we didn't
tidbits?
Talk about. I guess he became the
Black
Panther. He went
to
the ancestral plane and he saw T'Challa speaking to him and kind of asking, was it worth it? That that kind of thing.
Yeah, and obviously he's like, yes, it is worth it.
Well, there's some pretty. I mean, you got. Well, of course, I think we're probably being cautious, but there's a lot of political subtext to a lot of the things that are happening. Some things he said to Tony, some things that are being said. I mean, I think there's some parallels here that we won't go into, but maybe off the grid I will.
Yeah, the timing of the episode
is the subtext the same subtext he said in the movie, which was pretty apparent.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
The modern era.
We don't have to necessarily go into any of that.
Not for this, we're not.
Not for this, we're not.
Did we talk about Shuri showing up to Pepper's office? And
I love that.
Oh no! What did she do?
She spun the chair around and she's like, "We got to stop him."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Little child Shuri has gone to seek out Pepper for some reason, and knows that. I guess she knows that Pepper's onto him.
Yeah.
And they're.
That was at the very end, right?
Yeah, they're going to work together.
Yeah.
She's like, Pepper's got the money and the resources. I've got the knowledge.
Yeah.
We're going to create some super soldier suits.
Yeah.
And stop him. Well, yeah, that again, it's one of those things like, are they ever going to really show us anything from that? Or if that's just them showing the audience, hey, yeah, maybe something good will happen, but you'll never really see it. I don't know.
It's that little glimmer of hope.
Maybe. It's that little glimmer of hope. But I mean, not all the episodes have had that at the end.
That actually may be the happiest ending.
That is the happy. I think
in a certain sense, but Killmonger still got his way.
Yeah,
still got what he wanted, or at least in a certain sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Queen Ramonda. Yeah.
Ramada?
Queen. That's Queen. What's Ramonda or Ramonda? I don't know.
Is he saying like there's a Ramada Inn? Like there's action?
No. That's the queen. She was taking control of the battle, or so she thought.
Or is he just declaring he's getting some Ramada Inn action? I'm not sure.
No.
Are there still Ramada Inns out
when
there?
She jumps on the rhino, or what did she jump on a rhino, or what was it?
She did.
Yeah. Okay.
For a moment of time, she jumped on a rhino.
They're little CGI rhinos that looked. That was some of the worst looking stuff in the Black Panther movie.
Yeah, it was. It was.
But that third act was totally rushed CGI. We all know there's a story behind that you can look up. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Black Panther? Oh, the time crunch.
Yeah, they just didn't have a ton of time.
Interesting.
So it looks good for what it is, but
yeah,
it could look better.
Well,
like I didn't really notice anything in the theater, but maybe I just need to go back. And you talking about the rhinos?
Yeah, the rhinos.
It's some of the rhinos, but it's some of it's the suits too. But
yeah, everything was just I mean, I don't. It's been so long, I don't recall that particular story. But yeah, it makes sense that they were rushed in a way.
Honestly, there's a couple.
The battle at the end, right?
There was a couple scenes of Shang-Chi that I was like, ooh.
Shang-Chi had a few.
Yeah, they seem to put most of their budget in the end. So
yeah, there was so much that they were trying to pull off in that movie. That
yes.
Anyways,
I still love the movie.
But. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we think what's next week's title called?
What if Thor was an only child?
Interesting.
So that's
not going to be a Loki.
The shaven Thor. Yeah.
I like
Loki.
that. Well, he's in the episode.
The prompter said that Odin had taken Loki back to his people.
Oh.
So
yeah, because
I don't know if we'll see that, but that's what the preview said. So
interesting.
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston, he is in the episode as
maybe
Loki.
He'll be a frost giant.
So maybe he'll be a frost giant or whatever, which would be funny. That'd be really cool. But not only do we have that episode coming out tomorrow, we have Star Wars Visions, which I am very excited for. Not that I'm a huge anime fan, but I respect anime, and I know Fatmatic is very excited for it. It's
talking about anime like it's like Rhett talks about cartoons.
Well, no, I mean, I understand anime is much more of an art form than some of the animation that we have in the States.
Yeah,
I mean, they do a lot.
Usually more hand drawn than some of the stuff we see nowadays. Although I think it's shifted towards computers, but it's still.
Yeah. I mean, in a way. So we've got 9 episodes. It was going to be 10, but they ended up going with 9. And I think
What If.
Same thing with What If, and I think they've already announced a season 2 of Vision. Well, maybe not. I get the impression though that this is something that they're going to do again because they are putting a lot of effort into the marketing, and there's a book tie-in.
This starts tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow. Yeah,
starts at 3
a.m. So we're going
to
be talking about this too.
Yeah, next week we're going to be talking, and we've got to decide how we want to do that because it's 2.5 hours of content. That might be difficult for. Go ahead, Dr. Earl.
Oh, because Visions is dumping them all at once.
They're dumping them all at once, and it's 2.5 hours of content. So what we may do,
won't watch all of it tomorrow.
Exactly. So what we may do is talk about like maybe the first 4 or 5, in week 1, and then the week after talk about the rest of them. It just depends on the length of each of these. That's what I don't know. I know the title of all of them. The first one is called The Duel. The second one is Lop and Ocho. Then we've got Tatooine Rhapsody, The Twins, The Elder, The Village Bride, Akakari, I'm saying that wrong, TOB1, which is a droid, obviously, The Ninth Jedi, and that's episode 9. That's one a lot of people are pointing at as being very good.
That's right after Rise of Skywalker, right? That's
the
one.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, it's not canon, but
yeah,
but you know where it takes place in the timeline of where it is. So,
yeah. And unfortunately, IMDb does not have the plot listed, but I believe if you want to know the plots for all of these, you can go out. They're out there.
I saw the Ninth Jedi plot. I saw the little synopsis they gave. So
So the one thing that I could not find, because I did look for it, is the length of each individual episode. I know in total it's 2.5 hours of content that they're dumping, tomorrow, basically. And some of them are as short as 5 minutes long. I've heard one of them's like 22 minutes long. So that's what I'm saying. We'll see like if we want to break it up in 2. It might be better to do that anyways. That way we can, talk about half of them.
You can get a little more in depth.
Yeah, we can talk about half of them next week, as well as obviously What If, and then the week after talk about What If, and the other half basically is probably a good idea, and that way we can bring Nick on a couple times, and since he's our Star Wars expert, and try and get him to walk us through what the heck happened in some of these, because the cool thing that I really like that they're doing is having the ability to watch, obviously, with subtitles, so you can watch the actual Japanese version of them with subtitles, as well as the English dubbed version, which they've released a cast list. And we talked about the cast list at one point. They've got a really cool cast. So yeah, in hindsight, I think we'll probably break it up in 2 episodes. I think that'll just be better, and that'll allow us to, like you said, Earl, go more in depth into those a little bit. I'm all about stretching things out, so that'll be good. Yeah,
of course. I even have a potential show idea. I'll talk to you off air.
Oh, I like it. I like it a lot.
Wait a minute.
Yes. Yeah. We We tried to break down what our plans were next week. I'm not going to do that, or throughout the rest of the year. Really, I'm not going to do that again. As we get closer, we'll try and explain to you when our off weeks might be and stuff like that. Because if there's no content, obviously we're not going to have that, anything to talk about unless Garrison has a show idea, which maybe we can fill in with something. Because I know we want to talk about.
Although it may be already doing over something that we're doing, so that's why I'm going to try to formulate it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I know we want to talk about Disney Plus Day because there's going to be some big release news on Disney Plus Day.
Yeah,
so we will certainly talk about
David for that.
And as Fetmatic noted, Shang-Chi is coming to Disney Plus on the same day.
Yeah, Shang-Chi is coming to Disney. Yep, and Jungle Cruise. There's a lot hitting, actually. That particular day, there's a lot of content hitting.
Yep, the Home Alone.
Yeah, the new Home Alone movie.
Which I really hope there's a Macaulay Culkin cameo in that.
Oh, that would be awesome. Home Sweet Home Alone, which is really clunky title, but whatever.
Yeah.
There's some good content coming out that day, and there's going to be a lot of cool Star Wars news, Marvel news. I think we'll get some release date news for probably Miss Marvel.
Yeah, which is we're expecting February 2022.
That's the rumor now, is that it got pushed, even though it's one that's been done the longest.
The Marvels.
It filmed about the same time as Hawkeye.
Oh, did it? Okay.
So yeah.
For some reason, I thought that one had filmed quite a long time ago, but I guess the pandemic.
I thought they had to do reshoots because she can't act or something. Isn't that?
Oh snap! Oh snap!
I don't think that's true.
Earl throwing down. Good gracious!
That's not what I.
Somebody's got to be Rhett in this situation.
That's true. Yeah, Rhett. You know what? I totally forgot to. Rhett needs handheld holding, so I forgot to tell him we were doing this tonight.
I'm really sad we didn't have any chat derailing today.
He's rehearsing. He's not. He hasn't been around for a while, so
no, he is rehearsing.
Well, Jacob's recording his podcast, so come on.
I know. Good grief! How dare he record his podcast on a Tuesday?
He's got to be ready for Friday night. He's coming in.
That's true. He's got to be ready for Friday, because Friday is going to be a big deal for the Deucecast episode 500. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Part of the Deucecast extended universe.
That's right. That's right. Well, I think that we've covered everything. As always with YouTube, it's a huge help if you guys share this episode. Share it on social media and stuff so we can get some more eyes on the show. Like the episode, comment, click the bell, all the stuff.
Mash the button,
all that fun stuff. Garrison, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Twitter at SUPASH3. You can find me on Letterboxd, where I occasionally put things up, but I had a very busy semester, at GRyfin, and you can find me on the Deucecast Discord as GRyfin3. I occasionally comment there.
And as always, Dr. Earl off the grid, but he can occasionally be found in the Deucecast Discord.
Not that cord.
Hanging out with us. So appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you next week for some Vision Talks and some more What If. Talk to you guys later.